I think a good thing maybe to get into, if you just grab the Burhān.
Oh yes, of
Yeah, yeah.
course.
So we could basically speak about this new sapience.
It's actually turn the lights off, bro. I think it would be much better.
So
There
he knows
you
his stuff.
go. There you go.
Oh,
Okay,
he knows his
good.
stuff.
So we have the Burhān.
Ah.
Alhamdulillah. This was a book which is around over 80. It's about 80 pages, written by Muhammad Hijab, and it's published by Sapience Publishing. And you can download the free ebook from the Sapience Institute website. If you go to sapienseinstitute.org/books, you could download the ebook. You could also have a paperback copy of the book, and you could purchase it from Amazon. Now, what we mean by purchase is that we don't make any profit at all. So there's zero royalties, and we basically put the price for what is considered to be the kind of Amazon price or the fixed price from Amazon, and we get zero royalties. So if you want a print copy, then you could go to the link on the Sapience Institute website. So go to Sapience Institute so sapienseinstitute.org/books or /the Burhān, and you'll be able to find out how you can download the book for free, and you can click on the link to actually purchase the book as well, the paperback copy. And this is a very interesting book because the Burhān is essentially Muhammad Hijab's re-articulation of Ibn Sina's argument, but refined from the perspective of that it's in line with classical orthodoxy, and it's applied in a contemporary sense. And it goes through the major objections. In actual fact, his chapter 5, I believe, is called Objections, and he goes through the objections. And one unique thing about this book, I would say, brothers and sisters, is that it's quite applicable. What I mean by applicable is he takes, I think, most of the chapters, and he says in application. There is a section that says in application. So he has fictitious characters called Richard. Sorry, I'm looking at the screen. I should be looking at the camera. He's got fictitious characters called Richard and Betty, and I think one of them is an atheist, one of them is a skeptic, and they got their own background. And he tries to articulate the argument in a simplified way to Richard and Betty, and that's why I like the way it's been written as well. Yes, it's academically robust. It goes through objections. It talks about, the ideas of, mumkin al-wujud, which is something that is possibly existing or contingent. Goes through wajib al-wujud, the necessary existing. It talks about, the idea that the universe and everything within it is contingent, and a contingent existence cannot be ultimately explained by another contingent existence, and therefore there must be a necessary existence, and that necessary existing being, is going to have a will, is going to be powerful, it must be one. There's an interesting argument that's been borrowed by Al-Ghazali. I think it's from his Tahafut al-Falasifa, on how you cannot, the incoherence of the philosophers, on how you can't have more than one necessary being. I think I used to call this argument the argument from conceptual differentiation. It's a long term, it's a big term, or it's complicated words, but basically what it means is when you postulate that there is more than one thing, there must be something in place that allows you to make a distinction between one thing and the other thing. And if you can't do that, then you can't make the claim that there is more than one thing. Obviously, we could unpack that another time, but the point is, it is a really good book from the point of view that he's re-articulated the argument that really you can trace back to Ibn Sina, and obviously there's unique translations from Ibn Sina's work. What I mean by unique translations is that they haven't been translated before in the English language, I believe, and it's a re-articulation of this argument. And it also refers to the works of Al-Ghazali, the works of Ibn Taymiyyah, and it's a refined re-articulation applied in a contemporary sense and addressing contentions. And it's timeless. What I mean by timeless is it's like a metaphysical argument. It's based on first principles. So it doesn't really require anyone to have an understanding of any scientific conclusion or phenomena. In actual fact, in the book itself, Hijab, he talks about the multiverse, for example. Can an infinite set of universes actually belittle this argument or be an objection to this argument? Of course not, because the multiverses or many verses, many universes, they're still contingent. He explains why. And he goes into the concept of mereology, of parts, and so on and so forth. So the point here is it's a modern day application of the argument. It's very powerful, and it's timeless from the point of view that, you know, it explains, or you can really get the sense that no matter what scientific explanation or conclusion comes in the future, it's not going to impact the argument. Why? Because any scientific conclusion is going to refer to something that is contingent. And these are the kind of principles and metaphysical first principles, if you like, that are employed in this book and applied in a powerful way to show that there is a necessary being, that must be one, that has a will, that has power, and so on and so forth. And obviously, I'm not going to articulate the argument for you here. Read the book, go to sapiensinstitute.org/books or sapiensinstitute.org/the Burhān. You could download the ebook for free. Or if you want a paperback version, you could get the print cost copy from the same link, inshallah. So yeah, that's a good update from our beloved Hijab.
Excellent. Jazakallah khair for that. So